Welcome to another video. Now in today's video we'll be talking about one of the most interesting types and most often used types of HVAC systems in today's world, which is the split unit system. Now the split unit system, it is one of the most dominantly used type of HVAC systems in today's world, whatever country it is, except in the States or let's say Northern Europe where the temperature is quite cold or mild throughout the year. Split unit system is heavily used in the eastern part of the world and it's very much in demand. Now a split unit system is basically from the word split unit. It's where the condenser and the evaporator are quite split with the interconnecting piping between them. Now, keep in mind that any HVAC cycle operates, or HVAC refrigeration cycle operates under the concept of the basic refrigeration cycle, where we have the four main components. You got the evaporator, the condenser, the expansion valve, and the compressor. Now if you're not familiar with the concept, make sure to take a look at our videos. We do have a detailed explanation on such a concept. Now at this current point in time, make sure that you click this and smash the subscribe and like buttons and join our growing community. Now for the split unit system, the evaporator is inside the space that you want to cool and the condenser is outside of the space, and you have the piping connection between them, which is going to be taking care of transporting the refrigerant throughout the cycle from indoors to the outdoors. Now the evaporator is going to be absorbing the heat from within the space and the condenser is going to be throwing it to the outside environment. Now the key advantages for a split unit system, it's basically easy to install, quite effective if you need an HVAC system that you want to install right now. You can just simply go to the shop, buy one, have the technician install it for you. Simple as that. Also in terms of the air quality, it can give you quite crisp air quality and the filtration is quite solid, where you are able to control or minimize contaminations within the air compared to other HVAC systems. However, it's cost heavy when you are going to be paying for the electricity at the end of the month. The split unit system is quite demanding. It absorbs a lot of power, absorbs a lot of electricity. That's why if you have a commercial building or residential building, let's say 15, 18-story building, 4-story building, you'll find that the owner of the building, the landlord, is going to be installing a chilled water system. In today's modern, let's say, real estate environment, they're going to be installing a chilled water system because it saves them money over the long run due to its operational cost. It's cheaper to operate compared to the split unit system. Now, the chilled water system, it takes more time, more effort to install it, but over the long run, it will cost you less compared to having a building which is operating solely under a split unit system. If you have 15-story building, one of them is operating based on a chilled water system, let's say, and the other one is operating based on a split unit system. Obviously, the one with the split unit system is going to be costing you a lot more compared to the chilled water system over the long run. Now, putting that on the side, the chilled water system, the split unit system, is quite easy to maintain, it's quite more convenient to install, and quite flexible to apply for various applications. Let's say you have a house, you have a villa, you have a suburban house, you have an apartment, you want to install an HVAC system conveniently in different locations, and you want to provide different cooling requirements for different areas within the same, let's say, house, a villa, a small building. You can. In older times, they used to install HVAC split unit system in apartments in various parts of the world. But like I mentioned, it's cost heavy, so they're shifting toward the chilled water system. But in terms of convenience and applicability, the split unit system is quite easy to install, to utilize, and to maintain over the long run. And personally, it's one of my favorite because of its convenience. Now, if you wanna design the let's say the HVAC system for a specific area, and you want to have a hands-on system that you can just simply purchase and install, and the split unit system is the easiest and most feasible option without compromising on the quality. Now, if you want to learn about how to carry out the load calculations to size and design for the load requirements and size the required HVAC system for your application, make sure that you take a look at the video description for our courses that cover these ends of the spectrum with details. Now, when we are talking about the split unit system, we have to keep in mind a couple important key points when it comes to installing such a system. Because buying it is easy, utilizing is easy, but when you want to install the system, also maintaining it is quite easy. But once you want to install such a system, you have to be quite careful. First of all, you have to make sure that the condenser, which is outside, is not exposed directly to sunlight. Because if there's a direct exposure to sunlight, the condenser will not be able to reject heat easily, and you'll find out that the split unit system is not operating as it should be in the first place. That's one. Number two, there's a maximum allowed distance between the evaporator and the condenser, where the distance should not cross 15 meters. When we say by distance, like the horizontal distance, if you have the evaporator within a house and you want to place the condenser outside on the ground, the distance between them should not be more than 15 meters. Also, height-wise, the evaporator and the condenser should not be more than 5 meters apart. Why? Because this will be taxing the compressor within the package outside. Now, the condenser and the compressor, all and the expansion valve, all of them, they are located outside of the space, and the evaporator, where you have the blower and you got the filter, are inside of the space. Now, if you locate your condenser at a height more than 5 meters compared to the evaporator, is going to be quite demanding on your compressor and is going to jeopardize the cooling ability, and over the long run is going to damage the compressor, where you're required to actually replace or fix the compressor. At the same time, you'll not be able to reach the optimum load or cooling abilities of the system that you have installed. Also, keep in mind that there should be a minimum distance between the evaporator and the condenser, which is 1.5, let's say 1.5 meters. Why? If you have a wall, let's say, and you have the evaporator on one end and you have the condenser on the other end, now the distance between them should not be less than 1.5 meters for the sole reason of noise. You don't want to be sitting inside a space and you want to hear the fan from the condenser just simply radiating through the space while you are within the space. Now, this is quite noisy, quite disturbing. At the same time, it's considered to be noise pollution, and it simply does not abide by the noise criteria under the comfort conditions that you should maintain within a conditioned space. So let's recap the important points. When you are installing a split unit system, keep in mind that the condenser outdoors should be covered, should be shaded. You can have a small aluminum shade or put it at the back of a wall that's not directly under the sunlight. Number two, make sure that the horizontal distance between the evaporator and the condenser does not cross 50 meters, because you're going to be losing some of the cooling abilities on the way due to heat losses, even though the piping network is quite insulated, but still, the longer the run, the more frictional losses you're going to be having. At the same time, it requires more effort from your compressor to be pushing the refrigerant through the cycle. Now, vertical wise, the distance between the evaporator and the condenser should not cross 5 meters, for the sole reason of not affecting the abilities of your compressor. Now, these are the key points that you should keep in mind when you are installing a split unit system. Now, I truly hope that you found the lesson beneficial. If you're interested in learning and fine-tuning your design the capabilities for the various HVAC aspects, make sure to take a look at the video description, where I have shared with you the link to our premium masterclass, where we talk about manual duct sizing, automated duct sizing, HVAC engineering best practices and foundations, fundamentals, the load calculations, how to do them, the U value, how to calculate it, the air distribution design, how can you do it, all of these stuff. Also the chilled water system, how it works, what are the main components, how to calculate the flow rate for a chilled water system. All of them, they are combined to you in one premium masterclass. Make sure to take a look at it. See you in the upcoming lesson.